is Curtis Selby's time, breaking down the stories every view will unwind. From left to right we'll see the light. It's balance we're chasing, no fighters fight. Curtis Selby talking it straight. Let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis Selby's here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The combos you need. The combos you need. Insights, it's on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The convo's unique. Curtis Selby talking it straight. Let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis Selby's here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The combos you need. The combos you need. The combos you need.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Curtis Selby, your tired midnight blogger. What blogs in this case? At 6:33 p.m. I've been thinking about changing my intro spiel to the voice of Northern Oklahoma, but I need to research, make sure that isn't like copyrighted or used by anybody. This is impromptu. I don't know exactly how long I'll go, whether I'll end it at 7 or 9. Definitely won't be past 10. I am pretty certain my batteries will run out. And I don't mean computer, I mean me, personally. Let me welcome everybody in the chat. I don't know that I necessarily have plans on this. I just wanted to celebrate a little bit, just a little tiny bit, with the community. And thank you guys for giving me a reason to keep making silly videos for 2 years. All right, let's thank everybody in the chat. First of all, John Potterera, one of the most supportive people I know. Thank you so much for all of your prayers, for all the links, for all the advice. I hope that things are going well with the Whiskey Flats Garden Railroad. I'll bet you are, or hope actually, that you are driving on your way home now. And hopefully this gives you a little something to listen to. So guys, we got to make this extra entertaining. Whiskey Flats is driving home, and he chose to listen to this instead of an audiobook or some of these big-time radio people. So anyway, I know it's on me, really. But I just wanted to harass everybody. Hail, hail, Connie Clary, the faithful bird woman of YouTube, and also my first Patreon subscriber. I baited everybody with a free 7-day trial. And the poor lady took me up on it. So I actually need to come up with something to even if she doesn't renew it, I need to come up with something to reward her for her kindness. And y'all check her out. I can't remember if you have a Patreon page, Connie. If you do, please share that in the chat. Direct people that way. I need to start doing that in my description section or something. I'll go ahead and just do that. I will share my Patreon page. Well, anyway, it is what it is. Patreon. There we go. And Space Fraggle Kapla to thee hail. Glory to you and your house. My loyal sidekick Cassie says that it's rough getting this guy through 2 years. Hey, John Paradise. It's John Paradise. He's in the chat of my channel. It's John Paradise. How could we ask for more? Connie Cleary is working on her Patreon channel. I am too. I'm trying to do this stuff make it all a little bit better every day. And I think it's all, if it's not paying off, at least I'm within sight. And it does pay off, if only in bringing me a community. It helps with days like today. Today's been a great day, actually, but maybe some of you will understand this, maybe some of you won't. But you can have a great day, but that can also cause a crash. And it's really funny what your heart and mind will do to you when you should be happy. All right, let us stop. And I am happy. Don't worry about me. Don't you forget about me. All righty, let's dive. Today's topic. It has been 2 years. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Here I am with my spiffy channel. The channel dashboard. I would share it, but I guess I will share it anyway. I had the little notification that popped up the other day about how it's been 2 years. Evidently, that only stays up for a couple of days because now it's gone. Here's my spiffy channel with a picture of John Wesley Hardin, who shot a man just for snoring too loud. Dad always claimed that we were related. I don't know. This is kind of what Dad looked like when he was younger, sort of, kind of. I don't know. Anyway, it also helps that we watched in the community the movie Tombstone a while back. It just kind of makes you get into a gunslinger kind of mode. So, Gorillas. Censored thoughts. No, you did not miss a day. I just arbitrarily decided to do some streaming. I'll try. I really don't know that I'm going to stream for very long because I'm pretty sure you or one of the people in the community has a stream in a half hour or something like that. But no, you're not missing a day. I just decided to add this as a celebration. And also, Troy Pacelli's not doing his movie, so I thought, well, I'll give people something to watch. And if that's what people would rather do, like maybe have a watch party, I can drum something up pretty quickly. So, but we'll just talk about times that have gone by. Here we go. Lots of videos of Cassie. I'll go to the channel dashboard and show you where the channel stands at. This little important notifications until yesterday had, hey, congratulations, you've been around for 2 years. I am up to 691 subs, so just 9 away. So if you know 9 people, please feel free to tell them, hey, sub to that guy. Haha. And then as far as watch hours, we are, if I'm doing my math right, 372. So we're under 300 hours. I've decided that when I get down to 200, I'm probably going to open another bank account, because the bank account I have, while they're wonderful in a lot of ways, something always messes up whenever I use it for YouTube purposes. So I'm going to see if I can set up a different one, and the little bit that comes from ad revenue when we monetize, because I'm pretty sure it will happen. If it may be a while still, but at the rate we're going, it could be anywhere from 1 month to 1 year. If we keep up this momentum, I could see us hitting it at the end of the month. But I've learned the hard way that you can have those massive swings. You know, you have 100 watch hours just suddenly come up, and then all of a sudden, even if people are watching, YouTube decides to, we're not going to count those hours. So there it is. In case any of you have never looked at that part of your studio, anyone can access a studio, but a lot of people don't do any creating, which I don't blame them. I had not done any creating for a long time. This channel was actually up. When did I actually open this up? I joined in December 16 of 2020, but it was a good 2 years before I started to post anything. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Jim and Larry have a stream. Gotcha. All right. John Paradise, I have an idea for a topic. Could I talk about the good things that Trump did for the environment? I'm not being funny. I think he actually did do good things despite what the left wants. Well, you know what? I think, we'll do that, although it'll be kind of interjectory, and we'll see what the community thinks about the things that I dig up. So, I think that Trump did actually do some good things for the environment, despite what the left wants to tell us, saith John Paradise. And if the community doesn't want to do it this time around, I might do that on Thursday's talk, because Tuesday's talk is going to be about what is trustworthy science. John Paradise would like to know what good things Trump has done for the environment. I read about it a year ago or more, can't find the source. I know, I hate that, because so many times I'll come up with something and then YouTube, or maybe not YouTube necessarily, but Google just, we're going to hide that now. And I don't think that's cool. John Potterero. Yes, thank you, Gorillas, for the movie. Last night we watched Groundhog Day. It was the first time that Gorillas had watched it. I think he liked it. I love that movie. And for a long, long time, it was my ritual to watch Groundhog Day on Groundhog Day. But the last couple of years, I have missed it. Life's just kind of been weird. But John Ponterero left likes all around. So that is fantastic. People are saying no problemo. John Ponterero, something about the Bank of Canada. I'll race you to being ionized and me getting ad revenue. Well, well, you're monetized, so I'm hoping that you at least receive a few pennies soon, but because it doesn't bode well if you're not even receiving a few pennies and you've been monetized. But goals matter. I had a friend once ask me what the goal of goals was, and the goal of goals is a ship without a direction is just running adrift. It's not going anywhere. It could crash on rocks. It won't get where it wants to be. It may not anyway. It may sink, but unless you know the destination you're going, you're not going to get any closer to it by just random chance. Hydrating California farmlands was good for the environment. Yes, I still need to update my stream elements. I've worked on the stream elements. I believe that I have it set up to share where my Patreon link is, but I'm not really 100% sure. I haven't seen it add that overlay yet, so we shall see. We shall see. Hey, good evening, Suzanne. Welcome, welcome. I hope that you are doing well. And thank you for being on my 2-year celebration. Whether it lasts 20 minutes or 3 hours, I hope that everyone has a good time while they're here. Gorilla Sensor Thoughts, it was automatic, but the toaster bath, what was the automatic F? I'm not sure that I understand what you mean by that. You gave Groundhog Day an automatic F, but the toaster bath brought it up to a 10. I understand the bringing it up to a 10, but I don't understand the automatic F. Is that just what all movies start at until you've had a chance to watch them? Anyway, me, I'm kind of just like, I think I automatically give a movie a 5, and it moves up or down depending on how things are. And here is a wonderful lady, Lady V. Austenes, one of the great wrenches, one of the great ladies of YouTube. She also has her own channel. She's been doing some gaming episodes. Please check her out. There are several great creators here. I'm kind of remiss. We have Connie Cleary. So check out her channel and her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. She also does some late night streams with Dino. Can't remember his last name. Sorry, I'm a dummy. But they do all night radio shows. Sometimes they can be really great to listen to when you're trying to go to sleep and it just calms you down. Gorilla Censored Thoughts has wonderful content. He has the streams. He has the streams that make the whole world sing. He has the streams of Walton special things. Yeah, it's probably terrible. But anyway, he has watch parties of movies, of Waltons. And he has great commentary. And he also has the honor of having shared the worst movie that I ever even attempted to watch in my entire life. But we still love you, Gorillas. You're the bomb. Man, I've already been talking for 19 minutes and I haven't said anything. I could be a politician. Okay. And yes, Lady V. Austenes also content creator. Suzanne, I don't know if you're a content creator. I need to check your channel out. Anyone who's a content creator, please feel free to leave links in the chat for your YouTube channels, your social stuffs, all that stuff. Dino De Laurentiis? No, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, Connie. Connie's going to think I'm a terrible friend. Maybe I am. Oh, Gorilla Sensor Thoughts, got a lurk. Freezing rain coming. Well, if you're driving, please drive safe. And that goes for you too, by the way. Whiskey Flats Garden Railroad, who I believe is driving home as we speak. Mark Wayne Selby for Congress. Oh, I don't even know how to respond to that. God bless you, sir. That's funny. Just a mod for most. Gotcha. Suzanne, I need to give you a wrench. Ta-ta-ta. Okay, whenever I open the YouTube for these streams, it always starts to blare. Oh, this time it actually was muted when I opened it up. Wow. All righty, we shall make Suzanne a smooth moderator. Smooth moderator. Smooth moderator. All right. I did want to share at least a few things. I wanted to essentially look over some of the videos I made in the past, reminisce about them, maybe play a couple, just a couple though, not the long ones. Don't worry. We're not going to play any 3-hour long things on here. But this, if you haven't already played it, is the channel trailer. I keep thinking I need to update it. I haven't yet, but maybe we'll watch a minute of the trailer. Let me know what you guys think as far as, should I adjust it? Should I change it? Or do you think it's spiffy as it is? If you love books, poetry, history, or... I know I've upgraded my microphone since then. Simply want clever conversation on the world we know, you've come to the right place. The topics I typically cover are political developments, the debate between socialism and capitalism, and the nature of governance. This is, however, for anyone who is afraid that the best days of America are behind them. The best of the free life's behind us now. Are the good times really over for good? Ha ha, and I got a jingle stuck in Lady V's head. Ha, my evil plan works. Suzanne has no content on her channel. I just mod for others. No, I didn't think you were asking for a wrench. I've seen you on so many other channels that I thought, you know what? If they trust her, I can trust her too. I call myself the Tired Midnight Blogger. I suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, but I currently am mostly quasi-functional. I was a National Merit Scholar who lost his scholarship because of the illness. I am skilled at surviving when possibly I shouldn't be. I believe we are experiencing the demise of freedom. My credibility. Do you think that we are suffering the demise of freedom? This is what I came up with well over a year ago. So, Curtis, play in the ear holes tonight. And Suzanne is everywhere for your convenience. Well, let's go back. I want to go back.
Again, the FDA is saying finally it is time to ban this. They're giving them 2 years in order to be able to.
Well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Present arms. Before since for whatever reason my YouTube is doing something weird, Lady V, I'm surprised anyone ever really thought they were free here, at least in the Americas. And the truth is, I had this talk once with some Russians when I was taking Russian in college. Don't ask me to say anything. I know about 5 words. And but I was talking with them, and they were basically kind of scoffing and talking about, oh, Americans, you think that you're so free and blah, blah, blah. And this was maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 at the most, after the Soviet Union had fallen. And I basically surprised them by saying no man's free. Our philosophy isn't so much that we are actually free, but that we build up our governments to maximize freedom. And they like that. But anyway, red number 3 is gone. Lady V envies me for believing, or us, or people, to be more accurate, not me necessarily. She envies people for thinking that they are free. And there it is. Nobody wants to teach Lady V Russian. Vietom Gorudy Paruski? No, that was completely butchered. Never mind. If anyone knows Russian, you know that I just completely butchered that. But la 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 la. Nothing is doing anything. John says the only Russian I need to know is Stolochnaya. I agree. All right. So we shall get YouTube. No, that's not what I want. Oh, that's what I want. This is why you want to plan these things. Or I could always play another video of Tulsi. Okay. We shall go to the oldest video that Curtis has made on channel. I will bet that all of you will not be surprised at what oldest video is about. Lady V giggles and blushes too much to be taught Russian. Stolochnaya Stolobarito. Say that 5 times fast. No. I would, but I don't think I would get through it. Just don't think I'd get through it. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. All right. So here we have my first video on this channel. My doggy lies. On cold and dark gray hog morn, OGL is born because of Hasbro. Because of Hasbro. And Gygax is fired. Because if there's one thing that we don't need, it's a creative community. Because of Hasbro. Because of Hasbro. Corporate doesn't understand. Profit needs a helping hand. And we know shareholders expect ROI someday. We'll take a look at SRD. Are we too blind to see? Hasbro wants all of the dough and thought we'd look the other way. Well, it's combated. And third-party creators know initiative rolls while the cold winds blow because of Hasbro. Because of Hasbro! And when not in desperation, a gamer deletes Roll20. He deletes it for Pathfinder. Hasbro apologizes, but they don't get far. And Mr. Cox cries as a crowd gathers round the DMG, even though it's actually a player's handbook. Face down in defeat of the RPG because of Hasbro. I will spare you the last because of Hasbro. All right. Gorillas doesn't know any Russian, but he does know Spanish. La migra. Ah, yes, indeed, Lady V. She has always been a sweet fluffer. I love my dog. Jump on a river knows some Spanish too. Yo quiero Stolochnaya. Everybody loves Cassie. Indeed. If I were smart, I would just stop making videos of anything except Cassie. But believe it or not, that video, I would think, okay, fine. I don't have the greatest voice, but I would think that the spoof of the song and the dog and all that video only has 30 views. That's it. It's been there for 2 years, and the YouTube analytics just don't want to share it. There it is. What else would be worth sharing here? I don't want to play anything too long. I would play this one, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Here we go. This was a year ago on Christmas. Merry Christmas. It is my first Christmas with Cassie, who is running away in terror. And she was very happy because we've never had Christmas before. And so for our first Christmas together, she gets a T-Rex, which has already lost its head. That T-Rex. But that's okay. Merry Christmas. It has been so cool. She gets a bag of treats. A bag of treats. This is your stocking. It's been a couple of years since I've had a stocking for anybody because I am lame. But here we go. What you want? What would you want? Do you want candy canes? Do you want candy canes? Do you want phones? And they say naughty and nice. Which one are you? Which one are you? And everybody knows Cassie is nice. We have the first Christmas tree that I've had in my home for quite some time. And the gingerbread man. Oh, you're the monster. This is a treat for you. And you'll probably have most of these eaten, if not by the end of the day. And poor Cassie's just looking, come on, give me one of them. Come on. Today, then soon. And then I won't even take them out of the bag just yet. But various treats for the best, sweetest dog in the world. And so, from the decimated but still standing Selby household to yours, the tired midnight blogger and his legwork doggy Cassie wishes all 25 or 30 of you, however many, I'll have to count later, a very Merry Christmas. Up. You want it? Up. There you go. There's a good girl. Merry Christmas. I could watch Cassie videos all day. Oh, Lady V, you're too kind. She says I have a calling and my voice is so smooth. Sometimes I wonder about your hearing, Lady V, but God bless you. You're such a very wonderful person. Gorillas would rephrase fluffer. No, not that kind of fluffer. And Connie, no comment, Gorillas and Lady V. Lady V, Cassie could turn the whole naughty list nice. She's being so patient. She really is the most patient dog I have ever met that didn't have just massive training. And she's saying, but Dad, I want one. Oh, thank you, Lady V. You're so kind. You're so kind. And Enigma Severus, I greet you onto my channel for celebrating 2 years of silly, tired blogging videos with dogs and things, other things. Here's one that I'm inordinately proud of. let's see
Well,
what you
I
guys
don't
think
know
of it.
about you, but I have fond, festive memories of Christmases enjoyed in movie theaters, watching Disney films.
I didn't realize I'd made so many Christmas videos until now. I'm frickin' Hallmark Channel.
Roughly around Christmas time. It was always beautiful, it was magical, it warmed one's heart and soul. Lately, Disney hasn't been doing much of that for me, and I've come to realize that the blame is on me. Instead of trying to blame the corporate soul crushers, I should realize that I, as the bad person, should take responsibility and embrace the 10 Commandments of Disney. They are as follows: Thou shalt worship the Bob thy Iger. Thou shalt not make unto thee any creative film. Thou shalt not take our copyright in vain, for our lawyer will not hold thee guiltless. Remember, DEI, to make it holy. Many genders thou shalt belabor. White men, however, thou shalt emasculate. Orphan thy children, that our profits may be large. Thou shalt kill franchises. Thou shalt not commit originality. Thou shalt steal from better franchises. Thy news channels shall bear false witness against Trump, Republicans, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, or anyone else with whom the holy righteous mouse doth disagree. And lastly, we shall covet Marvel, Lucasfilm, Fox, aliens, and all manner of stories to destroy them. The only flaw I have seen is that they failed to make Corporal Klinger a Disney princess.
And I got to tell you, it breaks my heart that Corporal Klinger is not an official Disney princess. I can't believe that that's the way it is. Enigma Severus, embrace Joe Mama. Lady V, I can look at Mickey Mouse. I can't look at Mickey Mouse the same after. I got to be careful about saying this, I'm sure. Thank you, YouTube. We can't be grown-ups, but pro sty toot Mickey poisoned her eyes. Yeah, Stream Elements is just going to promote Sci-Fi Mombi, sadly. I thought I'd updated it to change, to at least share some of my stuff, but I guess not. So, sorry. Mickey Ladyboy of the Night. Ooh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Do you think it's safe for me to play it? No. I will resist the temptation. Let's see. For some reason, it's not showing the my original trailer, because I haven't. Yes, here it is. All right, this was the original trailer for the channel. Let's see what you guys think of that.
You love me. You really love me. Okay, maybe not, but I'm going to make a trailer to this brand new channel that's called The Tired Midnight Blogger. What blogs at midnight? Most of the time I won't be blogging at midnight, and I could be blogging about anything. Politics, gaming, books. I got books all over the place. Books like books and more books. So come on my channel and watch it, because if you don't, trolls will eat your face.
I know you're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes, but I'm afraid it's hard for me not to laugh. That trolls will eat your face. Okay, sorry.
Memories pressed between the pages of my mind. Misty watercolor memories. And blogger's gonna blog. Blog, 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 blog. All right. Let's share this one from the other day. It's got about 252 views. Yep, that's all I could have played anyway, I'm sure, because of copyright, but whole new meaning to trolling. Yes, trolls will eat your face if you don't watch my channel. And Gorilla Censored Thoughts responding, I'm assuming to my 10 commandments for Disney. Thou shalt kiss my ass. Lady V, it is a good song. It really is. John Denver rules. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, Lady V's got something else to eat. I wonder what that is. Okay. This one I'm inordinately proud of, except I can't spell. My fat fingers when I'm trying to type stuff into the phones. Oh, that, and I had to run the water for so long because it was under freezing for over a week. So my apologies for that. But I tried to give her a pig ear, the first pig ear I've ever given her. Even put ketchup on it. And she hid under the desk thinking I was trying to give her worm medicine. So I captioned it, it isn't worm medicine, but I'm still scared of it, Daddy. Cassie is the most wonderful dog. I don't know that I could wish for a better dog. Having said that, I presented her with her first pig ear today. She's scared of it. Yep, she was scared of it. She finally got it eaten, though. Whiskey Flats is almost a Shawnee. Huzzah! Cake by the ocean. Lady V is going to eat cake by the ocean. Yes, sirree. Please be safe, Whiskey Flats. And she's a smart girl. Well, the few times the times I've given her a worm medicine, I always do try to hide it in a treat because otherwise she won't eat it. But now she's gotten to where she suspects any treat that's kind of different of being a worm medicine. Poor dog. She is the best dog. Happy New Year. I did 2 Happy New Years with her just because I thought she was so cool. Here I have a bunch of shorts that I made on Filmora. Obviously, some of them are more successful than others. 11 views on this one, 4 views on this one about communism. This one only got 1. Why freedom always triumphs over tyranny. Maybe that says something about our society. I don't know. Trying to get down and boogie. Here we go. Some walks with Cassie. These were shorts made from some of my older videos, like my history videos. I'll talk a little bit about those. Here's some shorts made from some of the reaction videos. I gave up trying to do reaction videos because even though they did well, freaking YouTube kept knocking them down for copyright. So I finally just gave up. It's not the most viewed thing on my channel, but the most viewed video is my reaction to the trailer of Napoleon. It got 296 views. For me, that's really good, obviously. But like I say, I got tired of copyright claims. The
The ones that they didn't knock down was this one, my reaction to the trailer of Sound of Freedom, and my reaction to the trailer to Oppenheimer. So there we have it. The live streams are where I've had the most success, just profoundly the most success. I didn't know how to do it. Started more hardcore when I joined this community, was inspired by Deleted Scenes and by Troy Pacelli, Netter, and now by Gorillas and several other people. Here's some of my early attempts at it. I won't make you suffer through them. For a while, I didn't try to talk politics, but it wasn't very long before I started to talk about censorship because it bugs the crap out of me. I was talking about the possibilities of a civil war because I was, I guess, foolishly afraid that we would have one. Didn't get many views, la, la, la. And then one night, a bunch of you guys came from, I think it was Troy's channel. I can't remember who, but there was just this ginormous raid of you guys. I was trying to share a bunch of Brett Weinstein's video. And some of you may remember that video was not well taken by certain people, but those certain people no longer come to this channel, so I don't really care. But having said that, it was an interesting thing because I'd gone from rarely having more than 2 or 3 people in at a time to, I think at this time I had 20 or 30, which again, for me is just insane. And then overall it's had 75 views. Then I tried to do some talking about archetypes because I'm weird and I actually think that's important. Tried to talk about logical fallacies. John Potterero and I did a video about Ren for a long time. This was actually my most viewed, or one of my most viewed streams. Let's see how it stands now. And I also did an interview with Connie Cleary. And I haven't done hardly any interviews since. Not because Connie Cleary isn't awesome, but because I just can't seem to figure out how to schedule things. Let's see what's the most popular things now. So, oh, don't be disappointed, John. It looks like, yeah, it's not on at the top no more. I've have a few watch parties that have outperformed it. What is actually going on? Helene, the hurricanes, and Holocaust. Connie Cleary's interview has picked up. A few people have watched since the last time I checked on this one. The one about Trump being spiffy, I made one of my friends upset with that one. But these are the tops. Right here. The first Saturday morning cartoon that I did with Fist of the North Star. 2 of the videos about Tulsi. You can see that one was massively more popular than the other. And then the second most popular thing I posted anywhere, anything of any kind, and the most popular thing so far on my channel, capitalism versus socialism. So if you've wondered why I still stick with politics, even though sometimes it gets irritating to have the divide and we can't agree on some things, a part of that is because that seems to be what people want to hear about. And I'm okay with that. As long as it's helping, as long as it's entertaining you guys, then I'm quite happy to talk about these things. Thought that was tomato flavored ivermectin. Oh, why don't you guys insulate your homes? It gets down to negative 40 degrees here and pipes won't freeze. Well, yeah, but we worry about those things in Oklahoma because we're silly. Not Society YouTube and Ice Station Zebra. Here we go. Gorilla's Censored Thoughts. Thank you, Lady V. See, you're so much better than Stream Elements and prettier, may I add. But anyway, hey, here's a wonderful person and a wonderful content creator, also an author, and I'm not jealous at all. Dark Woods Presents. Y'all check out this gentleman. He's got some good stuff. 2 years, indeed. It has been 2 years. Everything they said, I was a misogynist for saying they're going to make law. It is kind of a weird irony. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Even though I'm a Trump supporter, sometimes I worry about becoming a Kool-Aid drinker because I have been in the past, and also because I worry I don't want to be a hypocrite. You know, I've called out friends and people for it. It bothers me to think, well, is it possible that I am one? Connie Clear, let me know when you want me back on. I'll hop in. All right, we need to schedule that one of these times. Let me know when you're free. Shoot me, if you don't mind, shoot me a DM on Twitter, and we'll figure out a time, and I'll try to interview you like a interviewer should. You want to talk censorship? Invite me on. And you know what? You too. I need to do an interview for you. And I think we're connected on I try to think if nothing happens on Discord. So shoot me a thing on Discord and let me know when would be a good time for you. But after this week, because this week's going to be busy. So Tulsi should be on top. I agree 100%. I'll be in my bunk. Dark Woods, don't be jealous. I have only 69. Lady V hides the Kool-Aid. If the pipes aren't on the outside wall or there's no air leak by them, you don't have to worry about them freezing till about -10. If you're insulated, right? I'm not doing bad for a quadruped. That was such a great movie. I love that movie. I'm talking divorce laws and child support. Ooh, honestly, whatever topic you want. In fact, maybe all three, because all of that is stuff that's dear to my heart. And I don't want to share too much of what I've gone through in that arena, partly because I'm actually one of the luckiest men that I know when it comes to how my divorce came out. But even with that, there was some pretty terrible stuff that happened. So, all right. So we're going to figure out times for Connie Cleary after this week. We're going to figure out times for, in fact, just any freaking buddy. We may just make this an interviewing channel, because who knows? Maybe if I learn how to do that, that will become a cool thing to do. Dark Woods is fighting for your rights. And he won't get married or have children. I feel you. It kind of hurts me that you say that. It's your choice, and I want you to be happy. But at the same time, sometimes when I hear that, I feel like there's a lot of pain that's involved there. And I'm sorry about that, because It sucks. It shouldn't be that way. The movie Children of Men. There's also a lot of watch parties I'd like to do. I need to just freaking find a way to do this for a living so I can do all the stuff I want to do. Okay. No, fair enough. How about we do, I'm going to give Connie first dibs, not because you're not cool, but I have this silly ladies first policy. What's wrong with me? But I'll see what she would like, and then I will figure out a good time for you. And on that note, gorillas, anytime, you're always welcome. Let me know if you'd like to be interviewed or talked to. And I need to be on your channel more often. There just needs to be 5 of me. If I can save a kid in Africa for 50 cents a day, why am I paying $600 a month in child support? It's not a bad question, gorillas. It's not a bad question. And that's true. Like, I know, Lady V, you're a wonderful mother, but there are mothers and fathers that are not so great. So yeah, sadly, all too often the funds don't benefit the children as much as we would hope. Gorillas is well aware. Dark Woods, it's because it's unfair. I'll tell you about my activism during our interview. Absolutely. I think that'll be great. So at least if I can, as long as I do a good job with the interview, I'm sure your story is compelling. I'm sure it is. Just the little bit that you've shared with me, I think people will resonate with some of the things that you have to say. All right. So what's one more thing to share? I want to share one more thing before I either move on to a topic or I know exactly. I know what I want to share. This is something else I'm inordinately proud of and can't really understand why it's not more popular. But I'm also kind of whining here. Don't mind me. No. Here it is, a Star Wars parody with love to Johnny Cash. I watched this freaking film to see how it still feels. To focus is a strain. The script is too surreal. Walt Disney needs more dough. IMAX movie screen. Try to kill the pain of Rey. But I remember everything.
Remember.
Star Wars has become the Jedi's end. And yes, even though it's my freaking video, I'm still so worried about copyright because after all, it has Star Wars pictures in it that I'm going to pause it. Lady V. Austinese, it's pretty unbalanced when it comes to court of law sometimes. Yeah. And the irony is, I think most of us know that it used to be unbalanced the other way. And I don't want to go back to that. I really don't. But I often feel like punishing men because women have suffered doesn't make any of it work. The solutions are, one, punish the men who make women suffer and not the other men. And two, help women who need it to make their lives better. Darkwoods, all I want for men and women is to be treated equally by the law, and for both to take responsibility for their actions. I can, amen to that. There is no excuse for not sentencing a woman the same as a man. And no, leave some for the interview, although it's okay. I'm not wanting to censor or say, no, don't you bring up these topics. But yeah, save some for the interview. I think it could be great. And you're right, Lady V. You are absolutely right. I don't mean to sound like a crayfisher or a obfuscator, but some men do deserve punish me. Yeah, Freudian slip right there. Some men do deserve punishment. Lady V, the same crime committed by both genders should be charged the same. Yeah, 100% agree. 100%. You can't punish the dead or charge the child for the crimes of the father. Yep. All right, let's play more of this parody that is probably not as good as I think it is, but I had fun making it, and I hope you're enjoying it as you listen. Everything I loved insulted in the end, and Disney caused it all. Luke Saber in dirt. Disney let us down. This film made me hurt. I fear this film I scan upon a liar's chair. I love that video that I stole that full of broken bots. Chewie can't repair. Within a strain of time, the New Hope disappears. Luke was someone else. Fans cannot stay here. What have you become? You have become the very thing you swore to destroy. The Last Jedi. Everyone I loved went away in the end. One of the things that I want to say about Disney and Star Wars, I know that we talk a lot in this community, and I think this is one of the things that annoy my friends that are not crazy right-wingers. We talk a lot about how the big stream media has become insulting and dismissive of the fans. And we've got this weird setup where we'll deliberately do that. Hollywood will deliberately do that. And that drives up the views, drives up the revenues. And it evidently seems to be a winning strategy, but I think it's a short-term winning strategy. And I think that it's the time that it's working is coming to an end. Going a long way to say the thing that really pains me about the last trilogy, Mark Hamill brought this up. This was the last chance to get the old crew together and basically show the kids how it's done. That's what you do with 20th level characters in D&D. You retire them, but every now and then you pull them back out of the mothballs to show the low level PCs how it's done. That could have been epic. It could have been beautiful. And instead, we did this crap. And Carrie Fisher passed away before they could do much on the second movie. And so it was a lost opportunity. And yeah, I know we have AI, but it'll never come again unless we can resurrect Carrie Fisher. that opportunity's gone. I realize they don't care about the fans, but that it really hurts that we didn't get that last glorious battle. Even if it had ended up that they all died, if it had been this glorious last stand, I would have rather they'd done that instead of that weird thing where we're going to go through all the ships at light speed. And, instead, if they'd have done this glorious thing where Han's piloting a ship and Luke is piloting a ship and Leia is commanding army or something, that would have been the way to do it. But that's not what they did. Lady V. Austinese, the whole point of suffering is to evolve the soul, change the mindset before the true end. Amen to that. Oh, yeah, none of my right-winger fans are crazy. Kip Winger ruled in the day. Lady V, I'm almost certain she had some trauma from her filming days. Yeah, I feel for Carrie. There is no middle ground anymore. I know. I tried hard. I think all of you know. And even now, I'm trying to be at least respectful to the opposition, but I've learned that anyway, that was one of the themes of my channel for a long time, though. Either you're towing the Democratic Party line and all the doctrine and beliefs, or you are a crazy right-winger. Yeah. Carrie Fisher had some trauma. All right, let's finish my silly parody. I do think if I just had the music, but I can't get it to record well. Lame excuse. I need to just shut up and get it done. But and Disney ruined it all. Their empire of dirt. Disney let us down. What you've done cannot be undone. This film made me hurt. It's quite a thing to live in fear. If we could start again, so very far away, I would save Star Wars. I'd rewrite Miss Ray. There we go. My parody that I'm inordinately proud of. What else? I am going to share something. Before I did this channel, I had another effort. And it failed abysmally, but the channel that I'd made before was called Faux Hotel. And my inspiration for that came from the wonderful Netflix series Altered Carbon. And in that series, there was an AI that was programmed to look and basically act like it was Edgar Allan Poe, and it was running a motel. And it became one of the kind of the major characters of the series. And I just thought that was incredible. I loved it. So I made this channel, called it Faux Hotel. I did some book reviews. I did some poetry. And then I did one final video. I hope you guys will appreciate it because I don't think there's any copyright. I don't know that I'll play the whole thing because let's just say that my skills have grown since then. But I want to share it just because I think you guys will have some fun with it and maybe get some ideas of what I would love to do if I just had the skills. Darkwoods presents, I mean, she did have to kiss her brother. Yeah. And possibly liked it. I'm pretty sure she did. Ah, those were the days. Disney, my head is spinning. John Paradise, it's all a dream, an illusion now. Gorilla Sense of Thought, just seen both Canada and Mexico just caved on the tariffs. And me and Whiskey Flats were talking about that earlier today. About whether tariffs are good and effective things or not, and whether or not we can believe entirely the things and the claims of the right, even though that's where we're at. Dark Woods, I agree with you that kiss was passionate. She probably did like it. Dark Woods kissed girls at the time, didn't expect anything more. Yeah, at the time I would have been 9 or 10. So to me, a kiss was just about as far as it got. I'm not saying that I was beginning to learn that there were more things, but yeah. The Last Jedi was the only Star Wars film you ever saw, John Paradise. I never did apologize for that. Oh, John Paradise. No. He needs to see the original trilogy. Oh, man. Wasn't it sweet at Gorillas? I'm more of an Annie Hall man, according to John Paradise. Dark Woods, that's it. I'm getting you to do the first audiobook review of Soldier of Pain. Huh. For that, I get a free comp. Wow. Well, thank you. That's freaking. I don't know if I deserve that, but yeah, let me. Yeah, absolutely. It's only a 30-day pause. We'll see. Oh yeah. The Last Jedi, is there a score lower than screw you out of 10? Oh, Lord. You guys are wonderful. All right. This Curtis is getting all the toys. It's like a dream come true. Now all that's left is for all the women to come to my house, and I better not say the rest of that. La 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 la. All right. This is one that I'm also inordinately proud of, even though it's like kind of lame as crap. Okay. Again, I didn't have the skills back then, and I was just determined to do something. One of my friends, who I usually complain about because I'm a bad friend, has been trying to write a book, and it's actually quite good. It's he's got a talent for storytelling, and so this book review, I had a guest to help me to review what was then some scattered pages of our friend Stacy's book. And likely Whiskey Flats is the only one who will really appreciate this one. But let's see what you guys. I stopped sharing. That might be an omen that this might not be the best idea I've ever had. It's a little longer than I wish it was because I kept making mistakes. But anyway, we'll see what you guys think. If you guys get too bored, I'll skip ahead because I do at least want to get to one part, if only for the sake of Whiskey Flats, who will appreciate it. I hope. Oh, I better skip a little bit ahead because I used to have as my theme song Meatloaf's "I Want My Money Back." This was back when YouTube wasn't quite so willing to destroy you with copyright stuff. So, all right. I think this is probably safe to begin. I was so thinner back then, but also I made about a half of what I do now. Anyway, never mind. Hopefully I make it look easy, but it's not. But you know what?
Fie on gravity. We shall proceed with this episode. It's a little more tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, the music's in the background, so I better skip ahead a little bit more and avoid the copyright claim. It breaks my heart. I wish I really could use some either that or the Cult of Personality. Would love that to be my beginning or ending theme, because Gorillaz has made me a wonderful beginning theme. I don't really need one now, but
Skype. And I want to, I'm going to get this person on Skype.
you will see that I'm really not getting this person on Skype.
And we're going to introduce to you my personal hero, Sean Connery.
I had so much trouble trying to keep a straight face on this. Okay, let's check out the chat before Sean Connery helps me to review my friend's book. Darkwoods present. I had a kissing cousin. There was more. Second cousin. No harm, no foul. I had a second cousin come on to me in high school, and if I'd known how life was going to be. Anyway. All right. Lady V. Austinies, I've seen some bloody noses for those types. I didn't have much hair. I was too poor to actually go to a barber back then, and was still determined not to shave any of my hair. So, Gorilla Sense Thoughts, we can get a bunch of women to your house. It'll cost you about $50 an hour per woman. Yeah, I don't have it. Oh, wait, Lady V is scheduling midget strippers. They're half price. Nice. Darkwoods presents. I don't date women with a lot of partners. I don't really date. I prefer to spend time with women who want to spend the time with me. Yeah, agreed. Much laughter. If you can't sit in silence with a cup of coffee with them, it ain't real anyway. Gorilla Censored Thoughts. Not wrong. Not wrong. Look at this man. Your voice hasn't changed whatsoever. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't changed much. Should grow my hair long. Well, maybe if I get if I'll tell you what, if you guys get me to the point where I'm making a living doing this, I'll grow my hair however the hell you guys like. Oh my gosh, life's a lemon and I want my money back. Yes, Connery on Skype. Was he selling gold for cash too? Yes. Oh, Gorillas, we can't be friends anymore. Gorillas hates coffee. I'm just teasing. We got to send milkshakes to Gorilla because, Lady V, your milkshake sends all the boys to the yard. All right. And now Lady V is probably going to block me. Let's see how my interview with the esteemed actor is about I want to say a year or maybe 6 months before his death. He died in the October following this, so it would have been 10 months before he died. My interview with Sean Connery, I was so honored.
Yes, it is good to be here. I hope that all of you in the United States are having a wonderful Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, yes, that was the other thing. I had to work Thanksgiving Day that year. I didn't have my son that Thanksgiving, and I was too dang tired to go to my family's. So this video and a Riff Tracks edition of the Star Wars Holiday Special, that's how I spent my Thanksgiving. Edgar, your skin is hanging off your bones. Yeah, I was actually recovering from a pretty bad sickness at the time. And also I got drug tested that day. I forgot about that or something. There's some reason why I had the thing there. Do a Trump interview the same way next week. If you guys will actually like that, I will be happy to do an interview like this. I thought it was very Conan O'Brien of me, but anyway.
Now shut that crap off and look.
Only thing is, I would have to practice it many more times because I had so much trouble trying not to laugh here.
Let's talk. I lost him. Hold on. Let me get him back. And let's talk about books. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'll shut this off. Thank you very much for your patience, Mr. Connery. I'm so honored and glad to have you here. I'm glad to be here too, even though you have the manners of a goat, you smell like a dung heap, and you have no idea whatsoever friend's potential. His name is Stacy Jones. And Stacy, crap, I keep losing him. Please bear with me. I'm having technical difficulties. Sean Connery, my great actor, the original James Bond. Yeah, that's right. I am the original James Bond. James Bond. And I liked my martini shaken, not stirred. Well, I have no martini. I know you don't have any martinis, you effing idiot. We're on Skype, and not very good Skype. You need to clean your phone. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Let's talk about my friend Stacy is writing a book called Jowl's Bastards. And you and I have shared some insights about this book. I would like you to share what you think to my audience of 5 people, and especially Corey from work, who does not know who you are. What? He doesn't know who I... Sorry, Corey, I lost Sean Connery. Get him back. Here we have him back. Your technology sucks. It's no wonder you only have 5 viewers. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Connery. My movie career is almost over, or I would not be here. But I need some views myself. So, yes, Stacy's book. I want to wish all the Americans a happy Thanksgiving. I learned about this channel from my... Oh, sorry, I lost him again. Technical difficulties. So many technical difficulties. Yes, you need to upgrade your technology. So, as I was saying, I learned about this channel from my poetess wife. She said now she is one of the 3 people, that watch her show often. I think it's ridiculous myself, but my movie career is over, so here I am. So, Jowl's Bastards is the title of Stacy's book. And I think it is quite good, though Stacy also does not know his potential. And I wish here, since I have learned that I am not remembered by... Sorry. We'll keep him on. Yeah, I'm not remembered by 20-somethings, a.k.a. Corey at work, about whom I may have more to say later. Right now, I'm focusing on Jowl's Bastards, Stacy's book. And since I want to connect with the young people out there with their hula hoops and their fax machines, I'm going... Oh, sorry about that. I'm so embarrassed about this. I'm going to connect by singing about Stacy's book. So, yes, Stacy's book has got it going on. I would love to read it. Oh, I've waited so long. Yes, Stacy's book has got it going on. And then there's the other great song that would fit with this. Yes, I wish that I had Stacy's book. He's not published it. I wish that I had Stacy's book. Ba-da-da-da. Where can I find a bookie like that? Like Stacy's book. I keep losing it.
All right. Possibly you've almost suffered enough. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. I'm hoping if nobody else is laughing, that Whiskey Flats is either laughing his tail off as he drives or cringing and disavowing all knowledge of myself. Darkwoods presents, they don't drug test for the drugs I do. Too expensive. Right on. Lady V thinks this is awesome. LDG free the net. Hail and well met. Yet another wonderful creator out there. He is creating an app. And I need to reach out to you and see how far along you're doing. Some things don't react well with free speech. Indeed. I did. I only had about an audience of 5 people. I mean, I actually have a massive audience compared to what I had then. I'm glad that you like my sense of humor. DJ, oh my God. DJ Ronnie G, welcome. Another wonderful content creator, and Enigma Severus for that matter. Wonderful content creators all over the place. You are, I'm not a hologram. Obi-Wan, you're our only hope. You're my only hope. Oh, Lord. Fascinatingly. Enigma Severus, my dad maybe would have liked me. Thank you. I'm honored, actually. Good evening, Curtis and friends. Indeed, you're catching me. I was interviewing Sean Connery a few months before his passing. It was such an honor to get to interview him and discuss my friend who is writing a book. I wish that I had Stacy's book. Why didn't they make Sean Connery a Jedi? Before they made it, I heard rumors that Sean Connery was going to be cast as Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings. And it broke my heart at the time. Since then, McKellen has more than won me over. It's hard to remember that there was a time when I didn't picture him as Gandalf. I heard that the reason that they offered it to Connery, but he turned it down because Highlander 2 had caused him to not want to ever sign a contract where he would have to do a sequel ever again. All right, people saying hello, Dooku or the Wizard. Yes, it was a very. I'm watching a bad recording from a channel I used to have called Poe's Hotel. This is really the only thing on it worth watching, but I just thought I would share it. Hopefully it brought a laugh to a person or two. I thought it was Christopher Lee. Whiskey Flats is at OKC, so you're an hour from home now? Darkwoods presents, why would a Jedi ever have to be in a second movie? No, you're right. He could have been in the Star Wars films. That would have been awesome, actually. There is much fear in this boy. I'm afraid we cannot train him. He has the manners of a goat, and he smells like a dung heap. And he eats haggis. All right, let's maybe skip to the last minute or two.
see if there's anything that's funny on that. I don't remember how it ended. I don't remember anything past the part about, Stacy's book has got it going on. I've wanted to read it. Oh, I've waited so long.
Remember him attacking anybody? Well, clumsy
right.
child.
Oh, I got to back up.
We're about out of time here. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say? Maybe some advice to help Stacy in his path to getting published? Well,
you are saying one of the reasons why I don't do this anymore.
Attacks are crude and slow like those of a clumsy child. Well, Sean, I really don't remember him attacking anybody. Well, very well. Well, I guess I just hope that everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and, rent the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and watch it for Thanksgiving, turkeys for Turkey Day. And hopefully people will enjoy this and Stacy will get his book published and people will enjoy it. And I've enjoyed being here, even though your technology and editing and production value suck, but that's okay. And hopefully we'll be reviewing a book with you soon. Thank you, Sean Connery. What an honor, an absolute honor to have him on my channel. Just don't know what that means to me. Later, maybe we'll review some poetry or something. I don't know. Please feel free to comment.
I believe that I made one or two more poetry recitations on that channel and then gave it up. Yes, Enigma. I thought so too. A small fly-by-night channel like mine, Sean Connery was actually willing to do an interview with me. So inspirational. Enigma, I've never seen it. I've heard both things. I've heard people say that they couldn't stand the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And then I've heard people like you have said that it's actually wonderful. So, yes, if you guys would like, I will be happy to do an interview of Trump on one of my upcoming podcasts. I'm pretty sure if I can get Sean Connery, I can probably get Trump as well. Hopefully my production value has increased at least a little bit. So, okay, there it is. Pose Hotel, a Trump interview next. I would do it right now, but I don't have anything prepped. And I want to at least do a little bit better than I did there. If nothing else, I don't want to laugh at my own jokes. The movie suffered due to the fact CGI was not where it was needing to be, and it suffered from the 2000s. In the year 2000. All right. It was a horrible time for movies with special effects. It was in a dark time, a time before DEI. It was a time when people actually had to have talent, the capacity to act. Terrible, terrible times. Do you guys want me to talk about a topic, or do we just want to dive into no, actually, yes. Let's dive at least a little bit into a topic. I had been asked by John Paradise to discuss whether or not Trump has ever done anything for the environment. And I don't know, so I looked something up, and we'll talk about that for just a little bit. And then we'll go into pointless and partisan things that Curtis has found on Twitter. And then we'll call it a stream. Unless, there's something else y'all want. And there it is.
Lady Viosthenes, my kids say things like, you were born in the 1900s. And that hits differently. Yeah. Hello, Lady Mist. Yet another wonderful, lovely human being and woman here, and a wonderful moderator. I have 2 or 3 smooth moderators. Smooth moderators. Welcome. I'll try not to be too partisan on this. I'm just was asked to talk about something, and I honestly don't know much about it. So I'm just going to look at an article and share with you guys what I find, and we can discuss it and move on. I wouldn't mind doing at least 1 more hour, give poor old Whiskey Flats some pointlessness to listen to. Oh my gosh, quote V's monologue. Oh gosh, I wish I had that memorized. Okay. I can't do it with that I can't do it with that actor's verve, but I do love that movie. I just love it. V's monologue on who he is. Who? Okay, let's see if I can even get a portion of his delivery. I need the lovely Lady V or Lady Mist or Connie Cleary to be playing Evie, but oh well. Pretend I'm girly. I know. It's hard to imagine. Who are you? Who is but the form following the function of what? And what I am is a man in a mask. Well, I can see that. Of course you can. I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is. Oh, right. But on this most auspicious of nights, permit me then, in lieu of the more commonplace sobriquet, to suggest the character of this dramatis persona. Voila! In view, humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this viciousness of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V. Are you like a crazy person? I'm quite sure they will say so. Remember, the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. That's fun. I love that. I need to try to memorize that. About the only thing I have memorized, and it's not very long, and that's why I have it memorized, but I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've watched sea beams glitter in the dark off the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost
in time, like tears in rain. Time to die. That's so fun. So fun to say. And I'm afraid that's all I've got as far as memorized lines. Evie asked the masked man who he was. Indeed, it's what? Why would you ask a masked man? And you know, the Dread Pirate Wesley turned out to be a veritable prophet because, as he predicted, everyone will be wearing masks in that future. The War Doctor. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, did I miss Tim? I did. Oh, hail, Tim. Some there are who call him Tim. Darkwoods presents, how about that Trump guy? He's been burning the candle at both ends. Today, he settled with Mexico and Canada. Well, you know, all the Federalists say we could have had him any day. We only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Last night, Darkwood saith, last night the Mexicans were taking over Highway 101 in LA and burning the American flag. I saw that. I almost bookmarked that for my pointless and partisan things that Curtis found on Twitter, but then I was like, no. While I'm probably not going to go back to being centrist, I do at least want to not over, and I'm not saying you are. I just felt at the time like if I shared that along with the other things that I was going to share, it might be a little more overbearing on my more left-leaning friends than I intend to be. Tim is crazy. Maybe the federales are trying to get you. Oh, Lady V. You know, there's a universe where, yeah, I better not even say it. Curtis Selby, it's not very long. That's what she said. Chris W. Hail and well met. Just want to say hello to everyone. I've got to go, but have a great evening. I'm glad you showed up. So many wonderful people here. Oh, Enigma Severus. Yes, you have several cool videos. You've got some good movie reviews. He has his little Blade Runner video. I love that scene. Yeah, it was improvised. Can you imagine? That's crazy. For me, that's the best part of the whole movie. But anyway, that's just Chris W. Have a good evening. Can't say Tim. I have to say Tim. Yes, Tim. All right, so I've done that. Let's see what the internet tells me. I found lots of stuff about how Trump is bad for the environment, and that's well and good. I'm not saying that there's no validity to any of that, but the question was, has he done anything for the environment? According to presidency.ucsb.edu, fact sheet. So this is, take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure this is according to Trump, and we all paint ourselves as heroes. So, President Donald Trump, he's promoting a clean and healthy environment for all Americans. I'm the most clean and healthy president that's ever been. I'm going to be so honored. So it's such an honor. I'm going to be interviewed by the great Tired Midnight blogger. What blogs at midnight? Even though he never blogs at midnight. And now I'm sounding more like Reagan instead of Trump. Well, Curtis, Tired blogger, there you go again. You just can't seem to stay in one voice for very long. And that's not very cool. You never could have made it as an actor, Curtis Selby. Bonzo would have not been happy to act with you, but I'm sure that Trump will be honored to be interviewed by you. Reminds me, I do have one more thing to share with you guys, but let's go ahead and talk about this topic, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes. So, and again, feel free to disagree. Anyone that's like left-leaning Democrat, whatever, please feel free to respectfully disagree with whatever Trump is saying here. I don't want to be in an echo chamber, but I was asked to talk about this topic, and I may talk about it more at another date. But I wanted to honor the request, like right now. There's no tomorrow. Right now, it's everything. I can't do that song. My administration is committed to being effective stewards of our environment while encouraging opportunities for American workers and their families. Leader in environmental quality, President Donald J. Trump, this was from his first administration, was pursuing effective policies, according to him, to advance environmental protection while promoting economic growth. The United States environmental record is one of the strongest in the world, and America continues to make environmental progress in clean air and clean water. From 1970 to 2018, the combined emissions of the most common air pollutants fell 74%. So, if that's right, if that's true, he's claiming that by 2018 we had cut certain emissions. I have no idea what they are. While the economy grew over 275%. While energy-related CO2 emissions increased slightly in 2018 due to weather and economic growth, emissions are projected to decline in 2019 and 2020, and I'll bet they did. Just saying. No bitterness, just saying. The United States, according to the Trump administration at the time, was ranked number 1 in the world for access to clean drinking water, and of the top 10 countries, the United States has by far the largest population. That's so weirdly worded. Okay. Under the Trump administration, the United States was experiencing historic economic growth. We had the best economic growth. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. It's just the most amazing thing ever. And now I'm going to be interviewing with a tired blogger, and that will be the summit of my career right there. Right there. It's going to be fantastic. You need to hear it. You need to be there on the historic event where the tired blogger interviews Donald Trump. The United States was experiencing historic economic growth and had become the world's leading oil and natural gas producer. Let's go to the chat for just a second. Tim May from South Park. Oh, I got you. Darkwoods presents, well, blocking freeway traffic and burning flags is not free speech. If they didn't do that, they'd be okay in my book. I thought if you wanted to be Mexican, they have a whole country they could have stayed in. I'm big on free speech, but I respect your thought on that, and I don't know if I'm going to go. I will say this. This might be equivocating, but the practical truth is those rights are considered applicable to citizens. If you're not an American citizen, now, of course, I know the argument can be made, and I'm quite thoroughly willing to listen to it. Purportedly, those rights are given to us by our Creator. They're not granted by the government. In theory, the American argument is that everybody has those rights. But the practical truth of it is America doesn't have to protect the rights of anyone but citizens. I'm sure I'll have very smart people and very good people disagreeing with me there, but that, whether we like that or not, that's where things go. So if burning a flag is freedom, is free speech, I'm not saying I'm okay with it, but I will not try to deny an American citizen, their right to safely and more or less peacefully burn an American flag, even though I despise that. But if you're not an American citizen and you are wanting me to vote to keep you here, I'm sorry. You burn my flag, my vote is going to be hell to the no. You get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here. I don't need you here. You go to your country and see what they do when you burn their flag. That's just my take. Let me get caught up on the chat. I got all tied up in my own self-importance. Lady V, I imagine him doing the original Crip walk. Darkwood presents, there are lots of federally managed forests that have already been cut. Some they should cut or maintain to take out fire hazards. We need a Trump emoji in YouTube, even if they have to make it a disrespectful one, because we all know that that's what they'll have to do. But we do. We need a Trump emoji in YouTube. Enigma Severus, if you have an opinion, I disagree. No opinions. Thank you, Enigma. Darkwoods presents, Mexico is a beautiful country. Their government, that's their government. Yeah. And I don't want to heap a bunch of disrespect on Mexico. They have a history, and it's, like everybody's history, there's beautiful attempts at freedom, and then there's like weird what the hell was that kind of moments, like everybody else. Lady V, governments are pretty much crap everywhere. Darkwoods, I've been all the way down to I'm going to mispronounce this, I'm so sorry, but the Shilpon Mountains, they're wonderful people. They don't deserve the cartel abusing them. And I don't know, but I suspect you are right, because I do know at least a few immigrants here in the United States. My next door neighbor is an immigrant from Mexico. He's a wonderful guy. I have zero problem with him being here. He works. He takes care of his family. He's trying to make life better for his family. I honestly don't know if he's here legally, but I suspect he is, because this is such a friggin' conservative town that I can't imagine an illegal being here for very long. Yeah. I look forward to the Trump interview. Yeah, I'm going to have to write it out now. The U.S. is a mutt country. It's everything all in one place at any time. Yeah. It's illegal to block a highway for hours as a protest. Yeah, no, that's not wrong, because it's not a peaceful protest. Just a big speed bump. I've said before, the U.S. does not have to recognize certain rights for illegals, and I tend to agree. I respect people who disagree with me on that, but that is my thought too. Deportation is not a violation of human rights. It's like a get out of jail free card. They should have escorted them down the 101 all the way to the border. America! Sorry. Sorry. The Darkwoods presents, I was a PMC. I don't know what that is, and I feel stupid because I feel like I probably should know.
PMC stands for PMC. I'm going to feel so stupid when I project management. PMC, military and government. Project monitoring and control, private military company, private military contractor. I'll bet that's what you're talking about. Let me know if that's not what you're or if it is what you're talking about. But I'm assuming that's probably. And now I feel stupid because I should have known that. I've heard that before. Chronic fatigue. It's what's for dinner. Lady V, in the case of Mexico, they could use a helping hand to create a safer government, but the U.S. has been supplying the cartel for too long. I think that's a good point. I really do. There's always a hidden reason why goons stay in power. Right on. All right, let's go to this fact sheet again. Environmental stewardship. In 2018, the president signed the Save Our Seas Act, which reauthorizes the NOAA Marine Debris Program, promotes international action to reduce marine debris, and authorizes cleanup and response actions needed as a result of severe marine debris events. This follows executive action, by the president to improve federal coordination in matters involving ocean, coastal, and Great Lakes waters, including prioritizing research and technology needs and expanding public access to ocean-related data. Now, I have zero idea how well that was executed, but yeah, at least on the surface, that sounds like a good thing for the environment. The EPA, according to the first Trump administration, was working harder than ever to clean up our nation's contaminated lands and hazardous sites. In fiscal year 2018, EPA completed cleanup work on all or part of 22 Superfund sites from the national priorities list, the largest number in any 1 year since 2005. And if that's true, that's impressive. Again, I respect that there will likely be people, and you may be right, that will say, oh, he didn't get that much clean. You may be. I don't know. This is the great thing about doing this channel is I learned so damn much doing it. Most of the time I'm learning with you people. Last month, EPA, at the time of this writing, selected 149 communities to receive nearly $65 million in brownfields grants. 40% of these communities will receive cleanup grants for the first time. Wow. The president has directed EPA to more efficiently implement air quality standards to improve America's air quality to better protect human health and the environment. The Trump administration had authorized funding for environmental restoration projects in the Florida Everglades. That is a thing that's dear to my heart. I read a book about the Everglades when I was 10. And then if you've ever listened to the song Seminole Wind, you combine that with the fact that I basically was and still am kind of a tree hugger. If this is true, and again, maybe it's not. Don't hate me if it's not. But if it is true that they've tried to restore the Everglades, to me that's fantastic. That included more than $500 million to accelerate completion of the Herbert Hoover Dike rehabilitation at Lake Okeechobee. That's just fun to say, Okeechobee. Effective land management. President Trump's management of America's lands promotes conservation, encourages good stewardship, and expands recreational opportunities. Earlier that year, which I think was somewhere around 2019. So we were in the thick of the coof at the time. President Trump signed the largest public lands legislation in a decade, designated 1.3 million new acres of wilderness. The Department of the Interior has proposed to open more than 1 million acres across the country for expanded hunting and fishing access, ensuring that hunters, anglers, and outdoor enthusiasts are able to enjoy fully our nation's lands and waters. To prevent devastating forest fires, President Trump took action to improve management of forests under federal supervision and worked with state and local leaders to do the same. Whether true or false, we are dealing with those realities now. Mexico is just a closer point to the U.S. The same issues are throughout South America. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So Darkwoods was a private military contractor paid by the U.S. Congress, employed directly by the governor of the state that you were in. They have different laws. They still have dead and alive warrants in Mexico. Wow. All the federal, they say, we could have had him any day. We only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Okay. I don't know what that was. Did I hide a comment? I didn't mean to hide it. Okay. Lady V. Austinese loves these discussions. I'm glad you do. I want these to be, and that's one of my worries is because I do want left wingers. I want Democrats to be welcome. I don't want this to be an echo chamber. And sometimes I wonder, but anyway, we've talked about that ad nauseum, so I'll let it drop for now. DJ Ronnie G, more useful to clean up Superfund sites as opposed to reducing carbon. No, I could be wrong, but based off of my limited knowledge, I would agree. The Kiffness has had some great posts on X the last couple of weeks on his native South Africa, and I almost saved one of those as well. They're eating the land. Meow, 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 meow. I can't remember what it was. Darkwoods is grateful to the people of the Chiapas to give him the chance to serve them. Agradezco al pueblo de Chiapas por darme la oportunidad de servirles. And I'm sorry, I probably butchered that completely, but I think it's important that he wanted to say that in Spanish. That's beautiful. Lady V, I'm excited to see what nail he hammers next. I'm still doing a Reagan thing instead. All right. In fact, that leads me to the next thing that I feel like I should share. I feel like I should share this. This was before I'd gotten into the community, before I'd even moved out here to Tonkawa. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. All right. This one, this one was a similar vein to the other one. I don't think it was quite as well done, and I may have. Anyway, I better not admit to that. My sister might listen to this. So, let us share a video I made. Reagan has had enough. I don't remember exactly what I said in it. I have changed my views a lot since this time. So if I say anything that offends anybody, well, I'm sorry. Oh, Jim's landscape is, anyway. Come on, YouTube. I know you want to play. Oh, it's going to go through. I'm going to skip over my. I had a
intro that I had designed. Gorilla did a lot better job. Although I do like a lot of the pictures and stuff that I put in there. That's really cool. Forgot about that. Okay.
I like Mussolini and Kennedy.
This just in, a report has come that a giant dog has attacked, my goodness, the humanity. Okay.
Yes, Cassie knocked over my camera. God bless her. She's such a good dog.
There we go. Maybe she won't knock us down this time. So, yes, there's been a news report, news flash. Ronald Reagan has risen from the dead. I am here with a tired blogger interview of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, it's an honor to see you. Well, there you go again.
Yeah, I didn't bother to try the camera thing this time.
I know that most of the viewers will have no idea who I am, but yes, I am Ronald Reagan, risen from the dead. I would like to ask you, Mr. Reagan, what is it that caused you to come back from the dead? Well, tired blogger, I just thought that I was tired of all the bullshit, and I figured everyone else was too. So I've come back from the dead to resurrect Rambo, and together we will kick ass and take names, and we will change the world into a better place. Reagan, I'm sorry, though. Rambo's not dead. What? I'm dead, but Rambo's not dead. Yes, Mr. Reagan, you were in your 90s actually, when you died. So Rambo's still around, but you're dead. Well, there you go again. I guess what I'm going to have to do is attack Donald Trump and all of his advisors and all the dumbass Democrats that have screwed up everything and made it so that Trump was a viable option. Trump, I respect that, but I would like to know, why are you wearing a silly mask? Well, that was part of the resurrection. That was part of Cthulhu's plan. Oh, so you're no longer a Christian. You're now Cthulhu. Yes, I have found that Cthulhu's way is the best, and I'm thinking that Cthulhu, he will save us all. Praise Cthulhu. No lives matter. Remember that. Reagan, this is just such an honor. I would like to ask, what was it like in the afterlife? I mean, what should we be expecting or waiting for? Who was right? What religion was right? Well, none of the religions were right. It was actually just a large party of people playing D&D around Stonehenge. I did not know what D&D was, so I had to learn it and be introduced to it. But I've been honored to play D&D. Reagan, this is all wonderful stuff. I'm actually just playing around here and trying to make just some fluff stuff and hoping that my friends will find it funny. Do you have any advice for my channel? Well, yes, I think I could. I think I have some advice for you. Create content, create better content, and quit fucking up. Okay, that's great advice, Mr. Reagan. One last question. I know that you were referenced on the movie Honor and Glory. The bad guy said that he didn't have time for that old bastard. How would you respond to that man if you were
to meet him today? Well, I think I would have to meet him in the octagon, and I would have to fuck up his world and show him what it's like to be the bad man and the sad man. Well, there you have it. Ronald Reagan, risen from the dead. I know you had to imagine all that because my editing probably won't make it much better. This is the Tired Midnight Blogger. What blogs at midnight? Signing off.
There it is. My sad and pathetic attempt at interviewing the resurrected Ronald Reagan. Like I say, a lot of my views have changed since then. I've become more pro-Trump. But at the time, I believed a lot of the lies, number one. And number two, I do still believe in fairness. You know, we one of the things that we have to do, whichever side, quote unquote, ends up prevalent or winning or whatever, we've got to be fair to each other. And otherwise it just does not compute. The Chinese and the Koreans, they're eating the pets. Meow, 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 meow. They can have all the possum meat they can handle down here. Yeah, there's plenty of possums. There's plenty of armadillos. There's a fair number of squirrels. My dad used to claim that he'd eaten a lot of squirrel when he was a kid. I have no idea. Darkwoods, there were a few instances of people getting caught eating domestic pets. There is police body cam videos, right? The Haitians in Springfield, allegedly, of course. What am I getting here? Oh, that's just a message. Voodoos. Yeah, if I knew how to do it without sounding racist, I would love to try to be some kind of a voodoo priest, but not like for real, but for one of these skits. Darkwoods, we shouldn't paint them with a wide brush. I don't think that's what he was trying to do, but it was a big paintbrush and it was a few cases. Right on. No, right on. Thank you, Lady V. I think I still have that mask somewhere. I think. I still haven't unpacked from a year ago because I keep thinking that I might move again soon. But I will, for what it's worth, not that it really matters to the community, but I either want to move one, at most maybe two more times, and then wherever that is, I just want to stay. Regarding Iran Contra, I don't remember. Yeah, I shall now go back to the underworld. Right on. Yes, it was a Mardi Gras mask. Indeed, I used to manage a warehouse, and we got a bunch of these Mardi Gras masks, and I figured, they won't miss one. Hope anyway. He turned his grave over enough to come back. Right on. And Whiskey Flats, he liked something. I don't know if it was that video or something somebody said. Whiskey Flats liked something. All right. Do we just want to finish up with... you know what? Because I just said that we would be centrist, let us look up things Trump did, good things Trump has done for the environment. But I'm going to specifically read the mainstream media's take on it. And again, if you can agree with it, you can disagree with it. I'm just wanting to present the two sides so that we're not in an echo chamber. I don't want the echo chamber, no, sir. All right. What to know about Trump's first executive actions on climate and the environment, according to the AP. We already know about his flurry of executive orders. If you're one side of the country thinks that it's wonderful, and I'm one of those people, and another side of the country is like, oh my gosh, this is tyranny. and maybe I shouldn't mock, but and then there are some centrists that are basically like, yeah, Trump is making some orders, and some of them are good, and some of them are not. So there it is. President Donald Trump's first week in office included a flurry of executive orders with implications for Earth's climate and environment. While former President Joe Biden made climate change a hallmark of his administration, and some of his policies remain, at least for now, Trump is quickly unraveling that, even as many of his moves are likely to be challenged in court. Experts say Trump's moves to step away from global climate action, ramp up domestic oil and gas production, and remove incentives for electric vehicles are worrisome as the planet continues to heat up. 2024 was Earth's hottest year on record, and climate scientists say the rising heat is contributing to extreme weather affecting millions. These orders will make our air dirtier, make people sicker, make energy more expensive, and make our communities less prepared for extreme weather, wrote Ayanna Elizabeth Johnson, a marine biologist, policy expert, and author who co-founded the nonprofit think tank Urban Ocean Lab. I won't comment. Here are some of Trump's most notable moves affecting climate and environmental issues in his first week. Pulling the U.S. out of the Paris Agreement. Trump signed an executive order Monday directing the United States to again withdraw from the landmark Paris Climate Agreement aimed at global cooperation on climate change. The agreement requires participating countries to come up with nationally determined contributions to the effort to limit greenhouse gas emissions that are heating the planet. Trump's move means the federal government won't be trying to meet emissions reduction goals, nor any financial commitments to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Walking away from the Paris Agreement won't protect Americans from climate impacts, but it will hand China and the European Union a competitive edge in the booming clean energy economy and lead to fewer opportunities for American workers, said Ani Dasgupta, president and CEO of the World Resources Institute. Declaring a national energy emergency, doubling down on oil and gas. As it said, he declared an energy emergency. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill like there's never been drilling before. The order urges oil and gas production expansion, including through federal use of eminent domain and the Defense Production Act, which allow the government to use private land and resources to produce goods deemed to be a national necessity. The order urges oil and gas expansion. Experts dispute his description of an inadequate energy supply as part of the basis for the order. The reality is that the United States is well supplied with energy in all of its forms, said Gary Dirks, a senior director of the Global Futures Laboratory at Arizona State University. Dirks said he thinks the move is actually more targeted at bringing down prices at the pump, which, forgive me, I'm really trying to bite my tongue here, but what's so bad about that? Will somebody in the chat please tell me? Fine. What's so bad about trying to drive the price of oil down? Now, obviously, if we do it at the expense of the environment or clean air or whatever, okay, fine, fair point. But ceteris paribus, please explain to me what's bad about dropping the price of oil. Okay, I'll quit. I'll just let it go at that. It's important to note that the United States right now is the largest producer of oil of any nation in history. We got to that point under the Biden administration, which begs the question. I can't help it. I can't help it. The most basic rule of economics, supply and demand. You have more supply, the price goes down. So why was the price so damned high under the Biden administration?
I'm just asking. Because if it's true, and I'm not arguing that it's not, but I am going to argue if it's true that we got to being the largest producer of oil of any nation in history under the Biden administration, why did the price skyrocket? Because I'm going to guarantee you that does not happen under market economics. Something else is involved there, or that is a lie. So please feel free to inform me. I may be dumber than I think. Anyway, we got there under the Biden administration, not because of the Biden administration's policies necessarily, and thank you for interjecting that, because I'm about to lose patience, but because of policies that have been ongoing for 4 decades. So that would say then that it's Reagan. Am I right? 4 decades. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would have to be Reagan or the original Bush, or I guess Carter. That's it. Carter did it. Okay. All right. Okay. Faster permitting for energy, harsh words for the Endangered Species Act and Arctic protections. One section of the order declaring an energy emergency states the Endangered Species Act cannot be an obstacle to energy development. The Endangered Species Act has been a hurdle for the development of fossil fuels in the U.S. for decades. Weakening it would accelerate the decline and potential extinction of numerous endangered species, including whales. I'm pausing for a reason, and if you know me or have listened to this channel, you know why. If you don't, please let me know in the chat, and I will explain. I will respectfully explain. But it would accelerate, according to the AP, the decline and potential extinction of numerous endangered species, including whales, sea turtles, said Gib Brogan, a campaign director with conservation group Oceana. Trump also opened up areas in the pristine Arctic National Wildlife Refuge for drilling. Biden had previously both restricted and approved drilling in other parts of the Arctic, part of a long process mired in litigation and complicated by political battles. I would begin by pointing out that there was an attempt to lease for oil drilling recently, and nobody bid, Dirk said. Well, that's interesting. I'm very curious what you guys think about that statement. I don't actually think that the Alaskan National Wildlife Refuge is an exciting place for oil and gas exploration. But he expressed concern about preserving biodiversity, something other scientists and environmental groups have highlighted. The Arctic is a very fragile system, said Peter Schlosser, Vice President and Vice Provost of Global Futures at Arizona State. Schlosser added that drilling there would disrupt the land and sea, and that potential contamination of oil spills are more difficult to clean up there due to low temperatures. And that does make sense. I am not going to donate. He revoked Biden's goals on electric vehicles. I hope you'll forgive me. I'm not going to read that. But yeah, I guess I will read this. Trump promised to eliminate what he incorrectly calls Biden's electric vehicle mandate. I guess I will read this. What that means in practice is that the order will revoke a non-binding goal set by Biden to have EVs make up half of new cars sold by 2030. He will also likely seek repeal of the $7,500 tax credit for new EV purchases approved by Congress as part of Biden's landmark 2022 climate bill, the Inflation Reduction Act. All of that is likely frustrating for automakers who have to make long-term decisions, said Jessica Caldwell, head of insights at auto buying research firm Edmunds. As the rest of the world moves to electric cars, automakers have to decide how to factor in the global direction the industry is headed, alongside the sudden lack of federal support. We do think that the long-term end goal here is going to be electrification. It's just the timeline, it seems, is uncertain right now. And then he'll, according to the AP, eliminated a push for environmental justice. When the government reviews new facilities that emit pollution, officials are no longer likely to consider a concept known as environmental justice, or how that new pollution will add to the emissions that have tended to fall more heavily on poor and minority communities. Those are sweeping moves that Reina Payan, Chief Program Officer at nonprofit Justice Outside, called rolling back decades of progress in addressing environmental discrimination. That means more of a burden for state and local groups to fight to protect those communities. Trump's decision to cut off support will hurt, but many of these organizations are used to operating without federal support. They have done so for years, according to Peggy Shepard, co-founder and executive director of We Act for Environmental Justice. What I'm grappling right now with is both the grief of these losses and the fact that we were on an upward swing, if you will, just weeks ago, said Jade Begay, an Indigenous rights and climate organizer. And I'm actually all for Indigenous rights, pretty much. I know a lot of Native Americans who are wonderful people. So anyway, so what do you guys think about that? Let's see what the chat says. Wow, you guys have been talking. Well, I've been reading. Dark Woods presents. When I first ran away, I went to New Orleans for 3 years. They considered me a local. I stayed in abandoned buildings and worked washing dishes and prep cooking. And the Dark Woods approval for Trump is like 200%. You see, I'm not making fun of you, Dark Woods. Please take this the right way. Dark Woods has the most approval of anybody in any channel. Dark Woods is the most phenomenal person that there is. It's just fantastic. It's such an honor. And I hope you know I'm just being a silly person. It's great to me that you approve of him so highly. Think of all this poor Delta smell. Dark Woods, they have been flat out lying. I know. It's one of the things I learned doing this channel. And it's one of the things that baffles me about those who've criticized it, because I don't understand how you can listen to the channel and learn some of the things that we've learned here together. And I can see you not being pro-Trump, but I don't see how you can't at least feel the shift when you realize that in some cases as much as 70% of the stuff, and I realize you kind of have to cherry pick to get that statistic, but we've done that here. We found 70% of the things reported in certain cases has been lies. And it makes me wonder, how can you tell me, not you, Dark Woods, but you know, people who will come and tell me, well, I stay on top of things, I listen to the news every day, and that's great. But if literally 70% of the things you're hearing are lies, are you really that much more informed than I am? But I agree with you, Darkwoods. I really do. Darkwoods has a list here. It's unnecessary. No, actually, save that for the interview, Darkwoods. I think that would be great to share during the interview. And Lady V makes a good point here. I don't agree with putting holes in the earth when there are easier forms of energy. I get that. I do. I don't really know what the answers are. But I don't think that the direction we were going was necessarily a good one. Tesla had a lot right, according to Lady V. It won't be so expensive if it's optional. Yeah.
electric versus hydro versus oil versus wind. There have even been engineers that create engines that run on corn oil and spent fryer oil. She's shaking her head. The channel, The Y-Files, has a great episode about people who have invented just incredible technologies, including the original, an actual person, Tesla. Basically, people who were, in some cases, just mysteriously unalived. Their work disappeared. I know when Tesla died, FBI agents or people that said they were FBI agents came in and cleaned out the motel room where he died, and a huge number of the documents were not there to be found. Jeff B., welcome. Stopping by, leave a much-deserved like and congratulations on 2 years. Thank you so much. You're very kind. You're very kind, Jeff B. Thank you for showing up. There are old growth forests that should never be touched. Yes, 100%. But there is a lot of land. I think we should be using cannabis leaves and stems for fuel. I don't know enough about that. That is something I don't know about, but that sounds intriguing. Lady V, I think drilling is partly a cover-up, maybe for archaeological ambitions. Now, that's a fascinating thought, and I have not come up with it. Wow, cool. Did YouTube flag you for something? What? At least I didn't see it, but then I'm not really looking in YouTube. I'm looking here. Let me go to YouTube. I don't know why sometimes it opens up muted and sometimes it doesn't. Did YouTube flag me? At least I don't see anything being flagged, but I apologize if they did. I have yet to censor anybody on this channel. I've ignored some people, but I haven't censored anybody. Darkwoods, archaeology has a lot wrong with it. I could go on all day on that subject. Yes, sir. Lady V, I'm bringing cupcakes to your interview. Right on. That's fantastic. John is going to bring Diet Coke with Donald Trump. Yes, I heard a little bit about that today. Environmental discrimination. Woke much? Yeah, even though I'm agreeing with, or at least I'm listening to the things that Lady V's saying, I don't think that she's talking about the environmental discrimination, because I think those are just buzzwords. That's all that is. And that's my trouble with the woke movement. I 100% want people enlightened. I want people to seek enlightenment. And what I mean by enlightenment is the search for knowledge, the search for God, whatever God is. That's what I mean by enlightenment. And woke, to me, is a parody. It's an illusion of enlightenment. And I'm not going to claim to know the aims of those who are pretending to be enlightened. But I suspect they're not good, because if they were, you wouldn't have to pretend. You would either be enlightened or you would be like me and say, hey, I need to grow. I need to be better. I need to meditate more. I need to pray more. I need to read my holy scriptures more. I need to learn more. Lady V identifies as an oak tree. Never sounded better. Yes! Hail to the chief. He's the one we all say hail to. I think Whiskey Flats is the one that needs to be president. They do have to mine lithium for the batteries, I think. That is what I have heard. Accounting sheet, bah, or should I say, bah. Welcome, welcome, greetings, and thank you very much. Yeah, I've been making pointless videos. Hopefully they're getting better as time goes by. For 2 years. 2 years. Just like the doctor that found a simple cure for some cancers back in the 2000s, they're just gone. Per the flagging, it wouldn't let me post a hey to Jeff? The heck? Wow. People saying hi. Whiskey Flat's leaving the Shamrock. Aren't many people using cannabis for fuel already? Yeah, not sure exactly what you mean by that, but truth seeker, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I know that some have said that I've pandered to Trump supporters. Maybe I have, but my hope and my intent is just to find the truth, and that's how I've gotten here. And if I'm wrong, well, show me how I'm wrong. But it's got to be respectful, and it's got to be legitimate, and it has to take into account the things that we've discovered together on this channel. Dark Woods is a person who hitchhiked the queue in Canada, the 80, I-10, and all over Mexico. There's just a lot of unused land. There's a lot of crappy land. Short of toxic waste, it wouldn't do harm. And Lady V is lighting up. All right. I think I'm going to share the pointless and possibly partisan things that I found on Twitter. Anyone who's mildly left-wing should probably not continue. Or if you do continue, please take into account this is my partisan crap. So, Project Veritas. Let's play this.
I'm the advisor to an assistant secretary. Her name is Andrea Gaffney. This administration's a mess. They don't do smart things, and they did not staff Treasury well.
So is Jenna Yellen not qualified?
No, she is. Jenna Yellen's old, right? Like,
She is old.
yeah, she's in her 80s. She's an old woman. She split basically her duties in two, and so she takes all of the actual econ side and everything with money, and she left everything international to her deputy. Deputy's really young. He's 40. So he's like a young guy, not the best. But it means that like a lot of our interactions are mainly with the deputy. Wally has ideas, and it's like, haha, they're never good, are they? And they're like, we don't say that, but yes. I've been an advisor twice. So I was an advisor for an undersecretary and then for an assistant secretary. Now I'm like a senior advisor. I don't think he plays well with us.
All right. I don't know how well that sound is for you guys. Essentially, Project Veritas, which I realize is not exactly the most centrist group. I get that. They're talking about DEI. I don't really care about that for the purpose of this. What I really care about is the Elon Musk comment on it. The Doge team discovered, among other things, the payment approval officers at the Treasury were instructed always to approve payments, even to known fraudulent or terrorist groups. There's another YouTuber who I intensely respect. I don't want to get on their shit list, but they were questioning why Elon Musk had access to the Treasury Department. I would suggest that this is why. We've had, I don't know how many years. I would suggest maybe at least a decade and possibly more like 4 decades of the Treasury Department. We'll just send the payments, whether even if it's to a known fraudulent or terrorist group. They literally never denied a payment in their entire career. Let me look at the chat, if only to see how the sound is doing for you guys. Dark Woods, we need more energy and fuel options for sure. oil and coal shouldn't be the majority of our source. And at least in principle, I totally agree with you. I would love for that to be the case. Whiskey Flats is damn near home. He's in Enid, so you're not going to have much of a drive, thank God. If nothing else, I hopefully kept you entertained. Hopefully. You will respect his authority. They needed an emoji for my cannabis wax pen. Lady V only smokes tobacco, but I 100% agree with medical herbs. Yeah. Well, I've been taking some herbs recently, and I need to, frankly, get them refilled. And they've been helping quite a bit. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to play a little bit more of this. Again, let me know if the sound is okay. And we'll see if the next minute or so has anything more to give to us. I don't think the deputy director, plays well with others.
So he has like really bad instincts.
Mr. President-elect, Madam Vice President-elect, thank you for this profound opportunity to return to the Treasury Department and serve the American people.
Because she was like, the optics are, I'm an old white lady, I'm going to choose a young black guy.
Even out the...
And it's like, it adds to this mandate the administration had to try to bring in as many diverse voices as possible. It's really...
Yeah, and I agree. It actually is good to get as many voices as possible. It really is. I'm going to skip the rest of it because I really don't. In this case, I really don't care about the DEI part of it. What I care about is, oh, sorry, that was embarrassing. What I care about it is that basically the Treasury just was not denying any payments ever to anybody, which makes me think that I should have been applying to get some payments somewhere, somehow. I love to share the memes that Snortopupus Cuber. I don't know if he makes these or just shares these, but he's always sharing these wonderful polar bear memes. I'm feeling tired today. I absolutely know what tired is all about. Elon Musk. Tulsi Gabbard stepped down. He shared Anna Matson's. Tulsi Gabbard stepped down as vice chair of the DNC to endorse Bernie Sanders, who I've lost a lot of respect for recently. After seeing how rigged the process was against him, his vote on her will tell us if he has any shred of integrity left or if he ever had any at all. Tulsi spoke out for what was right. It's time for him to do the same. He should be a firm yes on confirming her. I'm very disappointed in him for grilling RFK so much. I understand we need to vet these people. We need to ask them difficult questions. But when he comes out and responds to your question with, you were the biggest receiver of funding by Pfizer in the whole Senate. No, I was not. All my funds came from individual donors. And Kennedy's response was, this is all public record. You can look it up. And I'm sorry. I'm not saying I've lost all respect for Bernie, but I lost a lot of respect right there. I don't like hypocrites. I just don't. Snortopupus Cuber, I give up. I'm removing all my pronouns. I wasn't born with enough middle fingers. I'm not sure if I should have shared this, but Tim Pool, I think this is a good point. Freaking lock them up. Something you will never see. And I bet you're thinking, if you're just listening, oh, he's talking about the illegal aliens. No, ICE rounding up the CEOs who illegally exploited undocumented workers. Yeah, I could go for that. Because let's face it, they wouldn't be coming if there weren't people hiring them. And I guarantee you that there's a shit ton of, I don't have proof, I don't have receipts, but I suspect that there's a pretty good number of CEOs who have hired undocumented workers for dirt cheap. Snortopupus, age is only a number, a huge, frightening number. All right. This I thought was interesting. I don't know if it's legit, but it's being shared by a lot of people. So Fauci's NAID and USAID sent over $40 million in U.S. taxpayer support to a scientist in Wuhan who is working on bat coronavirus emergence research, who also became patient zero for COVID-19. And the completion date for that funding was in 2019. And here's the document. It may be Photoshopped for all I know, but there it is. I think somebody else also shared it. I'm going to share, I bookmarked Trump's, but I'm going to share J.D. Vance's one because I've read Hillbilly Elegy recently, and I just love that book. I absolutely love it. I know I'm starting to sound like a Kool-Aid drinker, but man, I so identify. He came from a poor background. He came from a similarly abusive background. He knows what it's like to not have a silver spoon. For 3 days, a lot of far left have actively rooted against America and argued we'd get nothing out of President Trump's demands that Mexico secure its country. Well, how do you like them apples? And here's Donald J. Trump. Of course, we all know that he lies all the time. I couldn't help it. Remember, this is the part of the video where I don't care if I'm partisan anymore. So again, hopefully the left-wing people have either left or are biting their tongues or whatever. Do love you guys. Respect the ones that come here, because the ones that come here tend to be the open-minded and the intelligent. I just spoke, Donald J. Trump, with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico. It was a very friendly conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border separating Mexico and the United States. These soldiers will be specifically designated to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal migrants into our country. We further agreed to immediately pause the anticipated tariffs for a 1-month period during which we will have negotiations headed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, and high-level representatives of Mexico. I look forward to participating in those negotiations with President Sheinbaum as we attempt to achieve a deal between our two countries. And that last part is actually what excites me the most. Not, oh, we got Mexico. Yeah, we got them bend and bow to our will. That's not where I'm at. And maybe I'm naive, but I don't think that's where Donald Trump is either. That last part is the real win. Instead of just, they're coming across the border. We don't know why. We're going to sit down and talk with them. We're going to have a dialogue. We're going to negotiate like what should have been happening for quite a long time. And it's not going to be some third-rate clerk that's an assistant to an assistant to. No, these are the freaking top officials of our country, therefore showing respect to your country. We're not just going to send an ambassador. Now, of course, he may end up being full of crap. We said we'll send them, but no, we're not really going to. And if that happens, we should psychically nail him on that. But I think that's exactly what does need to happen. We need to show Mexico that we're intent, but that we are also their neighbors and their friends. And so we're going to send our best and our most important, and we're going to talk this out and figure it out. Tulsi Gabbard, my love, facts. She is sharing George Papadopoulos just in a leaked email from John Brennan verifying 51 intelligence agents endorsed the Hunter Biden laptop letter. They did it for the specific intent of enabling Biden to mislead the American public during his election campaign. Now, when you read this, the email isn't written that way. It's not like, hey, by the way, we're doing this with the specific intent, but let's read it and see what we think. From John Brennan to Michael Morrell. Subject Enri, letter to sign. Okay, Michael, add my name to the list. Good initiative. Thanks for asking me to sign on. On Monday, Michael Morrell wrote, John, can I add your name to this list? We'll be adding Leon, Sue Gordon, Jed Johnson, George, Lisa Monaco, and Mike Rogers today. Working on adding Dan Coates, Mike Rogers, and Tom Bossart. Lots of other IC career people trying to give the campaign, particularly during the debate on Thursday, a talking point to push back on Trump. This is the CIA, which is supposed to be above and beyond politics, which is supposed to not be doing things like this. Now, I already know what the answer of the left is going to be. Well, she just generated this email. I highly doubt it. All right, let me finish this up, and then I'm going to say finish the chat. I could not resist. Alex Jones was a very guilty pleasure of mine years ago. I don't listen to him anymore. But I hope you guys will forgive me. I know he's crazy, but I love the guy. I love his passion. I love his willingness to go down those rabbit holes. I also love that he is to date the most important person to ever cite me in one of their posts. It would be great if somebody else did, but to date, this is the biggest name of a person that cited me. Joe Rogan. I guess Alex Jones is on day 155, over 22 weeks since Alex committed to a weight transformation. He needs to lose 10 more pounds to reach his weight loss goal. This is the hardest part, losing weight while gaining heavier muscle mass. Motivate him to the finish line. So if you don't like Alex Jones, I understand, but I just like to see anybody, like Biden, when he rode the bicycle, I was all for that. To do the things to make yourself healthier. That's fantastic. Anyway, I'm not 100% sure I understood this one, but it does make me chuckle. Snore to Purpose Cuber. Now we know why they call it the Death Star. And I guess it's supposed to be a cat. I'm not sure. Your chance of being attacked by a squirrel is low, but never zero. This is what Cassie keeps trying to tell me. And the last thing, Elon Musk shared.
Here's the interesting one. So apparently the highest ranking person in the Treasury, David Lebrick, he resigned rather than comply with Doge for access to audit where they spent trillions of dollars a year. Trillions of dollars go through the system. And as soon as Doge said, can we see what's in there? See where the money went? The person in charge quit. Now, I don't know how that could be more damning. The only thing that would be more damning is if they've already left the country to a country with no extradition.
All right, let me pause it there in the middle. I'll get it caught up in the chat, and then we'll finish what he is saying. Wow, you guys are so wonderful. All this wonderful chat. Accounting sheep. To be fair, the Treasury funds known fraudulent groups every time Congress gets its paycheck. Not a bad point, accounting sheep. John Ponterera, fracking is more than just a curse word on Battlestar Galactica. Right on. Lady V, fracking is supposedly worse than drilling for oil. It causes sinkholes. I know Oklahoma, it's controversial because, you know, we're all about that oil, but we've been having earthquakes, and Oklahoma's not an earthquake place. So Lady V says that Snorts is awesome, and bear emojis. Accounting sheep. So if we do all of our fracking in the ocean instead, do the sinkholes lower the sea levels and cancel out the global warming? Interesting, Lady V. Actually, there's proof in scans there are oceans beneath some of the ocean floor. Yeah, I've heard about that. That's fascinating. I imagine it would be adding to the sea levels. Dark woods. I've said for the last 20 years we need to criminalize knowingly and illegally employing illegal aliens. And yeah, I hope I don't sound mean, but I would agree. I think that the people hiring them are really the ones to blame, at least at some level. Lady V, that's going to make the price of roofing and carpentry go way up at Darkwoods Presents. And you have a point. You do. Darkwoods, when I couldn't get a job at the chicken processing plant my mother worked at, because I can speak Spanish. They didn't ask me. Huh. Oh, man. If I'm understanding that correctly, that's oh, I'm sorry, Darkwoods. I hate that. Lady V, my hometown still relies on aliens to pick crops too. Darkwoods, I worked during construction labor too. Right on. Accounting sheep, secret underground oceans. Now I've got to go invest in some sub-oceanic beachfront property in Arizona. Lady V, I did too for one summer. Rough stuff. Darkwoods, Americans, my family were carpenters, and Americans do roofing. Mark Malnikoff, Kaplaw, glory to you and your house. Are we tired of winning yet? Just dropping by on a break from the dilithium mines, Kaplaw. Welcome, welcome. Glory to you and your house. Darkwoods, I don't dislike hard work. I grew up on a family farm, didn't employ anyone. 200 acres, 7 fields, animals, all taken care of by me, my grandmother, grandfather, my sister, my aunt. Yeah, I know. I grew up on a farm and I miss it often. But the way my life, it wouldn't have been good if I'd stayed. I ran away from home too, but I was lucky. I was very lucky. Anyway. Lady V, I didn't mind hard labor either if it's profitable and I can keep up. Amen. John Ponerero is done winning and moved on to dining. Hey, Lady V, I'm terrified of heights, though. I ain't walking them beams again. Dark Woods, farming isn't that hard. I would have worked on that farm the rest of my life. It was a joy. Planting, picking, harvesting, not that difficult. It's just work. And I would have stayed if there were two things that, well, there were three things that took me away from the farm. I'll list them from least to most important. The least important was I got a scholarship. I was supposed to be this great big deal, big successful person. So everybody and their dog and kindly told me, go to college, live the American dream and live happily ever after. I ended up screwing that up. But that was the least important reason why I left the farm. Second, and it's hard to distinguish because the top two are big deals, but I'm going to say the second one was that my lungs were just shot. I was allergic to wheat, like badly allergic to wheat, and Dad was a wheat farmer who also, anyway, my lungs, I had a terrible asthma. So I think staying on the farm, unless I had some really good medical assistance, would have been not fun. And the last thing, and it's the reason why I ran away, was Dad was a terrible alcoholic. And he was starting to threaten violence. And I had promised that I would never accept physical violence from anyone ever again. So, right or wrong, I left. He later did stop drinking, and we made some vague efforts at healing the relationship, and it never really truly healed. But I did get to the point where I wasn't having nightmares about him anymore, and was happy to see him. So take that for what it's worth. Sashi, the man from the future. Happy 2nd anniversary, lurking while at work. Nice. Welcome, welcome. Lady V, with farming, I think the most hardships come from funding, especially in starting up. Darkwoods, these new generations will never know the joy of using a briar hook to clear a thicket. Yeah, or scythe to mow the grass. Darkwoods, when I was a kid in the 70s, according to Mark Molnikoff, we spent summer on a family friend's dairy farm in Wisconsin. I learned a lot there. Darkwoods, we had pigs and chickens. Loved them. Animals need love. I can hoe an acre of land in one day. That's cool. That's really cool. Lady V, Austinese, crazy is relative. Most of us, of what he's pointing out, has truth to it. Darkwoods could carry a deer for 2 miles. That's impressive at 12 years old. I'm a large, strong boy. I was small, but I was strong for my size, but I don't know if I could have carried a deer for 2 miles. Not at 12. Maybe, I'm pretty sure I could have later because I carried my ex-girlfriend's dog for a couple of miles once, but anyway. Mark Molnikov, the only thing I hated was getting up at 5 a.m. to help milk the cows. I understand that. I remember Dad talking about how he got to sleep in when he joined the Air Force. Sashi, squirrels are assholes. Darkwoods, I hated chicken snakes. They'd slither into the hen house at like 3 a.m. and the chickens would come to the window. I would have to go out, catch the snakes, and possibly not have eggs for breakfast. Right on. Lady V, you are what you eat. Squirrels are just a little nutty. Darkwoods, I love squirrel gravy. Ba-da-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. Mark Melnikoff, tracking means I get to see more trains, both sand trains and oil trains. Whiskey Flats, there's always been lots of earthquakes in Oklahoma. Really? Well, I know that there's been a fair number, but at least in my experience, I rarely felt any. But anyway, I won't argue the point. Mark Molnikov, fracking means I see more trains, both sand and oil trains. Glory to you and your house. The taste of isolation is usually adopted later in life or after trauma. Yeah, that's true. I don't want to get too personal here, but I actually felt lonely today. And I'm not saying that to whine. I'm saying that as an observation because even though I live alone, I am almost never lonely. And it's just one of those things. Mark Molikoff, back to the mines. Have a glorious stream. Thank you very much. We're almost done. In fact, all I really need to do is play the rest of this and then call it a stream.
But let me tell you a universal truth. One of the things we learned in this story, allegedly, is that there was never any audit to money requests that went through the Treasury. They simply said yes to everything. Now, I hope that's not literally true, but it's being reported that they didn't even have the function to check. There was nobody whose job it was to even check. They just said yes. And some of that would include maybe some requests that you wouldn't want them to pay.
All right. So there it is. Pointless and partisan things that Curtis has seen on Twitter. I got to share this, though. This is Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, at the Grammys. I don't know about you, but I never thought to wear a castle on my head. Yeah. All right. There it is. That is the stream celebrating 2 years of tired blogging. And I dipped a little bit into Poe's Hotel. The only part of Poe's Hotel that's worth your time. God, a lot of you came today and watched. That's fantastic. I'm not doing a poll because I know what my next stream is going to be. It's going to be what is science that you can trust? And I'll probably have a poll tomorrow asking you guys what you would like to hear on Thursday. The dulcet tones of soft prose. Thank you, John Ponterero, for all the links, all the brotherly love and advice. I guess I can stop sharing Twitter. I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is. Whiskey Flats, Garden Railroad, I know you got to be at least pretty close to home. Stay awake, stay safe. I know you've been on the road for a long time today. Got a decent paycheck, but you earned every bit of it. So God bless you, sir. Connie Cleary, God bless you. One of the great wrenches of YouTube. Check out her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. Kaplaw to Space Fraggle. He's a Democrat, but he's a wonderful human being. Very open-minded. If he has any criticisms of me, he hasn't mentioned them, and that's okay. I'm not saying you absolutely have to come and confront me, but I don't doubt that he disagrees with some things that I say. God bless him for being here. John Paradise, I hope that our coverage of the things that Trump has done for the environment, both pro and con, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know what you think. Gorillas blacked out. Missed a day. And I might do an actual whole stream about this. I might put that in the poll for Thursday. I gotta work on my stream elements. Oh, one more thing I want to share. One more thing. I got my Patreon to sort of vaguely work. I didn't get stream elements to share it out, but I'm going to share it out. And Connie Cleary has chosen to be my first. Right now, she's an unpaid member. I'm suckering people in by giving them a week of a free membership. But because she's actually signed on, I need to do some stuff. Like, I can't even remember what I promised now, but I believe Patreon member only streams. I want to do one of those every month. I want to share the pointless things that I'm writing, which means I need to start writing some of my pointless things. And what was the third thing? Something else. Oh, polls. So that, on top of the polls that I do at the end of streams, you guys can have some influence in shaping this channel. So, and if she stays and is a paid member, that'll be the first money I've made on this thing. So God bless you, Connie. Even if you don't, if you leave and pay, I'm 100% behind you anyway. I'm just grateful that somebody's taking the bait. Suzanne, good evening. Thank you very much. And I hope you are having a wonderful day and that you enjoyed some of this. I didn't hold tears down. Dino De Laurentiis. Smooth moderator. Smooth moderator. Red number 3 is gone. And I bless the day I met you, and I thank God that He let you be in my food for a moment that lives on. And the good news is I've eaten lots of red number 3, and the bad news is it's gone. I had to do that. I had to. Who else? Enigma Severus. God bless you, sir. You're probably getting ready for school tomorrow. I need to crash pretty soon. I'm a little bit worried that tomorrow's going to be busy, but you know what? We will endeavor to persevere. Darkwoods presents Hail and Well Met. We'll work out, you, me, Connie, and what the hell, you too, John Ponerero. We'll work out some times to do interviews, and I'll pretend like I actually know what I'm doing. Whoever else, like Lady V, if you want to interview, Gorillas, if you want an interview, and you want an interview. Sorry. And Stream Elements interview. I did a thing with Sci-Fi Mombi. It was pretty fun. I hope. I came out hitting a little harder than I usually do, and I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. But she seemed to enjoy the stream, so as long as she enjoyed it and we're still friends, I think. I did get a note in the mail saying something about, don't, watch your back. And no, I'm just teasing. Life is a lemon and I want my money back. It's my theme song. I want my money back. I did that song on karaoke once. Only once. LDG free the net. Some things don't react well with free speech. Right on. DJ Ronnie G, you're not a hologram? DJ Ronnie G, you're our only hope. Sadly, I don't look as good as Carrie Fisher. So many people, so much chat. I love that. I feel this must be how Culture Casino feels. Only he has a good voice and all of his hair. Lady Mist, welcome, welcome. The emoji queen of YouTube. Always welcome. Such a wonderful woman. Tim, hail to thee. Chris W., thank you for showing up. I hope you have had a wonderful evening. Oh, look at all the lovely people. Dooty 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 doo. Oh, look at all the lovely people. Jeff B., thank you for stopping by and leaving the kind comment. I've made it 2 years somehow, and I'm less than 300 less than 300 watch hours away from monetization, and less than 10. I only need 9 subs to be at 700. Accounting sheet, welcome, welcome. I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that I hope that things are satisfactory. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Lost my mind. You will respect his authority! So many good people. So many good comments. I don't deserve this. Mark Melnikov, kapla to thee. Welcome, welcome. And I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of this. Sashi the man from the future, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the tired blogging. Darkwoods hated chicken snakes. I get it. You don't want them eggs eaten by snakes. You want to eat them yourself. Or let them hatch and grow new chickens. Here we go. We got the elevator prone music playing. Darkwood, see you on Discord. I'm still waiting to help you write. Yeah, I need to. I have 100 things I need to do. There need to be 5 of me, Darkwoods. And thank you. So I have 2. I have at least 2 people now. Huzzah! And like I say, don't stress if you can't afford to stay, or if I'm a big dumbass and fail to deliver on the goods. I won't blame anybody for leaving. I just, I'm trying to peck away at this stuff. Insert Oprah meme. I don't know how I feel about Oprah anymore. But I have this to say about her. At least she's not Whoopi Goldberg. Sashi is Asian, so I can't be proud of you. We never do that. Right on. Just nod and give him foods. I'll take foods. Yeah, Chris was here. She was in and out. And I'm hoping she's doing well. She's such a kind person. Sashi can do a grudging grunt and maybe feed you. Best offer. I'll take it. Sold to the man from Malaysia. Start your Patreon at $2. I'm on it. I'll change that tonight. And then I'm going to go to bed. Most of Hollywood's on the naughty list. Oh, Holly Weird. Right on. Throw the poor disabled people a bone. Right on. No, I get it. I thought about that when I set it up, but freaking Patreon, and I listened, so it's still my bad. But Patreon was like, we recommend that you start your things at $5. So I did, because I'm a big dodo head. But I'm happy to throw anybody a bone. Okay. So it has been said that life is pain, and anyone telling you otherwise is trying to sell you something. I, in fact, am trying to sell you something. I'm trying to sell you on the idea that you do not need big tech, big government, or big corporations to tell you how to live. You're smart enough and virtuous enough to run your own life. Lastly of all, I want you to know that you're not going mad. You're going sane in a world gone mad. God bless you guys and have a wonderful evening. I will hopefully talk to most, if not all of you, tomorrow. Thank you, Dark Woods. You're too kind. You're too kind. Thank you. In a world gone mad. Spoo!